my x is 1, right? If my x is 1, come on this side. Okay.
Can I answer this real quick?
Huh?
Can I answer this real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Hello? Hey.
So, go out there and answer. So, x is equal to 1, right? So you have y equal to absolute value of 1 minus 3. Okay? When dealing with an absolute value of 1 is
1.
there you go. Good job. Okay? Absolute value of 1 is 1. Minus 3 is what?
-3.
What's 1 minus 3?
2.
What?
Negative.
Oh, no, negative.
Negative 2. Thank you. Y is equal to negative 2. Right? Stay with me. Okay? Y is equal to negative 2. So therefore, if this was 1 right here, then it would be negative 2 right here. Okay? Same exact thing. Okay? On the other side, this negative 1, it would have been negative 2. Reason being is because had you had a negative 1 in here, what's the absolute value of negative 1?
1.
There you go.
Wait, so you just...
This axis of symmetry. What you do on one side, you must.
So it goes on 1 on both sides?
Uh-huh. And it just cuts it in half. Think of it like a mirror, if you will. What you do on this side, you do the same on the other side. Okay? You know what I'm saying?
So does it just keep going up 1 and 1?
Apparently. Or let's try another one. What if our x was equal to I don't know, 6, if you will, right? If you have y equal to the absolute value of 6 minus 3, right? What's the absolute value of 6? 6, right?
Yeah.
Minus 3 is what?
3.
3. So y is equal to 3. Okay? So therefore, if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And then we have the 3 right here. We have it coming out all the way out like that.
So you go up 6. Wait. So you go up 3 and over 6?
Up 3 and over 6.
I'm confused.
So, long story short, what you do on one side, you do on the other. Think of it as a mirror, okay? If I made this 1 right here, if this was 1, absolute value of 1 is 1. What's the absolute value of negative 1? 1, okay? Whether your number is positive or negative, it'll always come out as a positive number. Remember when I showed y'all the little thing with imaginary numbers? When we first started going over absolute values, I showed that to y'all of why it will always come out as a positive number. Well, think of it like this. Think of it like that. Absolute value of 1 is 1. Absolute value of negative 1 is 1. Subtract 3 from it, you're going to get negative 2 on both sides. That's why you have it looking like so, okay? That's why you have it looking like so. And it's going to go all the way out until it hits, you know what I'm saying? All the way. Let me do another one.
Can we do y equals negative and then the thing n x plus
Which one you want me to do first?
number 3?
Oh, we all don't have the same paper.
Number 2 on my paper.
Are we doing axis of symmetry right now? Or do we just need to do the vertex?
Both, actually. See, the vertex, the axis of symmetry is part of the vertex. So your axis of symmetry is equal to your h, right? And you already know, where's your h? Our h is right here, right? So your axis of symmetry is given to you, okay? Okay, so, say for example, you have number 2, y equal to a negative absolute value of x minus 2, right? You're equal to an
Plus 2.
x minus 2 or is
X
plus
plus 2.
x plus 2? Okay, so we have x plus 2, right? First things first, what is our a? Is our a positive or negative?
Negative.
I mean, negative.
It's a negative, so therefore would our function be pointing up or down?
Down.
Down.
It's pointed down, right? Okay, are we given our k? No, so therefore what is our k? 0, okay? If it's not there, the number for nothing is 0, all right?
Negative 2
Or it could be
and 0, right?
What is the answer?
Negative 2 and 0.
Good job, okay? When looking at this, our x is at the negative 2. Where's that at?
Bottom.
Mm.
Oh, and the X.
We're running,
It's on
yes.
the left.
On the left, right here, where the negative 2 is at, okay? And it's 0, so our vertex is right here on this line, okay? That's where your vertex is at, right there on that line.
So,
And then if you were to put in for the x, say if you used 1, right? Say if you used 1. 1 plus 2 is what? Absolute value of 3 is 3 times negative 3, okay? You see that, right? So therefore, we would have negative 3 right here for 1. Boom. And just to drive this home to you, y'all, Miss Gray. So our axis of symmetry is just like an imaginary line.
it says negative 2. It says it goes through negative 2.
It goes through negative 2.
Yeah. Not negative.
You sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure that that thing on the front says minus 2? Because I read what it was, number 2?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. I wrote it just how it said. Man.
Yes. Like it.
So if there's no H, there's no axis of symmetry.
If there's no H, your axis of symmetry is 0.
Damn boy.
Oh wait. Yes, it does go through. I'm sorry. Here you go. I'm tripping hard.
Because it goes down
Because I put,
and over to
yeah, it goes to the negative 3 over here. Wait, it goes to the negative 3 over here for the 1, positive 1. My bad. I skipped the negative 1 right here in the 0. Fun times. So, yeah.
Wait. So
You see that on the other side?
Oh,
Because I used a positive 1 right here.
it's 1 and negative 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I used a positive 1 right here. I forgot the negative 1 right there, okay?
Okay.
But when doing this, use the number that's right next to it, okay? If your H is like a 6, then, I don't know, use a 5. You know what I'm saying? Use the number that's right next to it so that you can gauge where to go, okay? So naturally, any questions, comments, concerns? Anybody got one that I can do?
I'm concerned about the Patron.
I just have a clarification.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever your absolute value is or whatever, that's how many times you go down and over.
What do you mean?
Like,
No, you're not gonna be using slope right here, okay?
but, okay, so, since it was negative 3,
Since this was negative 3, look, Michaela, your vertex is right here, right?
Yeah.
Negative 2, 0. What's the number that's on the either side of the negative 2? Pick one.
negative 3.
Negative 3. Okay, so naturally, if you were to put this up there, right? Y is equal to a negative, not parenthesis, but absolute value of negative 3 plus 2, right? Because that's what you're plugging in for that x, right? What's negative 3 plus 2? Negative 1, right? So we have negative, absolute value of negative 1, right? What's the absolute value of negative 1?
Negative
Nah,
1.
it's 1, right? So we have negative, parenthesis, 1. So what's negative times a positive 1? Now it's negative 1, right?
Yeah.
So
So you're doing.
y is equal to negative 1. So therefore, right here where the negative 3 is at, you just go down 1. Boom. Right there. Negative 1. And you can tell that if it's like this on this side, then it's like this on this side as well. If this negative 1 right here will be equal to negative 1 as well. Try it if you don't believe me. Because if you say negative 1 plus 2, right? Negative 1 plus 2, that's equal to a positive 1. Absolute value of positive 1 is equal to 1 times a negative, that's still equal to a negative 1, which is why we have that. Okay? Axis of symmetry, cutting your function in half, okay? What you do on this side, you do on this side, okay? It's like a mirror, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you could just choose, what, 1, maybe 2 terms on either side to choose from, and then you just plot those same points on the other side as well, okay? To make a perfect V. Understood? The more you do it, this stuff is really, really, really repetitive. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it. And be honest. Any questions? Cool.